It's fine if you switch. Go ahead.
Okay.
I mean, we're already
Yeah.
making noise. Oh no!
Hi! We're here! We made it. Sorry, I had some computer issues this morning, which were actually extremely minor, but also I needed to wait for the coffee to be finished. And the coffee was not finished because I was dealing with computer issues.
I was awake till 3 a.m.
Why were you awake till 3 a.m.? Couldn't sleep?
Mostly.
Yeah. That's typically on the nights I'm awake till 1.
I got on a bit of a tear about a comedy special, and I was like, either you have to watch this, give your
Was it
commentary
Nanette?
on it. No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was the new elder millennial one that Netflix kept shoving at me, so I finally watched it, and I was like, meh, this is okay. And then I wrote my list of grievances, and then Ian was going to watch it with me, and then he was like, I forgot that I was supposed to be watching this critically. I just enjoyed the show. And I'm like, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's fair. I have not watched Nanette yet because everybody's like, it's very important. So I'm like, okay, I need to like block some time out
I
to watch it critically.
really enjoyed Nanette.
I know. I've heard nothing but good stuff, but I'm like, when
I disagree with some of her conclusions, but I honestly enjoyed Rape Jokes more. The Cameron Esposito special.
I haven't seen that one either. I'm like, as soon as my life stops feeling like I'm running on a hamster wheel, it's going a little bit too fast for me.
Yeah, it's like you were all geared in to like drive your life forward, and now the clutch has just slipped, and you're just like,
It's kind
like
of how I
skipped
felt.
off the runners. And,
Yeah. Speaking of which, so it's been 2 weeks since we did this.
yeah.
So the schedule's all effed. Because Graham was like, actually, you know what I want to do? Go to Las Vegas and play Sleep Tight. And I was like, I'll just cancel my stream.
Yeah.
And then, why did I not
I
do
had
it
a good
before?
time. James came in and discreetly shut the door while I was making sexy banana voices.
Oh, excellent.
It's the fun that I had on my own.
Oh, excellent. And and then I was on an actual, honest to God, 3-day-long vacation.
Yeah.
It was nice. It's good. I kept not thinking about work and refusing to do
That
work.
sounds like a real thing that you just said.
No, I did. And then every so often I would get like anxious. I'd be like, what am I not doing? Oh my God, what's Penelope doing?
I have to fill the hours.
Yeah, and so I was like trying to remember what I did for leisure.
Did you find an answer?
I did. I bought a book and read it outside.
Oh, right. Books.
Books. Yeah, I went to the Paper Hound in Vancouver, which apparently is a very good bookstore.
Okay.
I just sort of randomed into it, so great taste.
Perfect.
And bought a Stephen Leacock book.
Oh, the travel thing you mentioned in book club.
Yeah, Sunshine Sketches of a Little Town, which is apparently one of the most beloved pieces of Canadian humor ever. So it's like, all right, why does our country have a comedy award named after this man?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like is it like more of a Bill Bryson thing or like a Farley Mowat thing?
It's definitely more of like a Farley Mowat thing.
All right.
But like it's like the most gentle satire, and then I was reading it, I was like, this is good corp line research. So it was
small town, coastal. Yes.
not coastal. It's like in Ontario, but it's on a lake. But I was like, this is perfect. So I was like vaguely
Lakes
work
have
related.
coasts.
So
I'm gonna
let's,
turn up the game audio.
yeah, let's play our game. Oh, what the? That's weird.
It is weird.
Cause I see it on my computer.
Yeah.
That's
Wait. Does this do anything? Does this thing?
yeah. Try twiddling the thing.
Twiddling the top thing.
Yeah.
Twiddling the top thing again.
That's weird because we're getting the noise.
Twiddling the bottom thing. No, that's just a power button.
That's so strange that we're getting the noise.
Maybe, can you find the mouse? No, on the desktop. Because...
Paul's on his way in. He's like, I'm on my way in if you're having more technical issues. Yeah, I've never seen this particular issue before.
Alright, let me just check what the input is for this video. So it's capturing HDMI 1 instead of the webcam, which are the only two inputs. apparently, and so
As-
we
as-
had to set the monitor to
But the monitor should have been set to DVI because I
have
asked
been set
Paul
to
about it.
DVI. Yeah, but we put it on the HDMI and didn't get signal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As somebody who has worked tech support for 19 years, have you tried turning it off and on? Yes, that's the
Three
first
times.
thing I did this
We
morning.
did that three
actually.
times. It was great.
Yeah, because I have never worked tech support, but my dad started out working tech support, and when he retired, he was no longer working tech support. So
Let's see how many monitors we've got here.
yeah,
Display settings. 2, 1.
one.
Identify. Yeah, so that's monitor 1.
Okay, maybe I just need to have it launch on monitor 2. That's weird. Okay.
Well, maybe we need to set it to mirror desktop.
Okay. Well, when
Because otherwise you won't be able to see it. You won't...
I'm gonna
This
try.
is... Yeah.
That's very strange. Okay, so
Good luck finding the game.
yeah, now I can't play it.
Your mouse cursor's trapped over here and
Yeah.
display 2 and its game is all up in display 1. No, we just have to set the monitor settings.
Where do I do that?
Here we go. Display settings. Scrolling. Not extend. Show only on 2. Revert.
Wait, what about duplicate these
Yeah,
displays?
that's what I was gonna do. Keep changes. That's a beautiful resolution, isn't it?
Why did it do that?
We want, what, 1080? If we can? Why is it way down there? Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Now let's put the game back up.
Yay! Anyhow, my dad, working tech support for many years, taught me the first thing to do is always turn it off and on again. Because often you're not fixing the problem, but you're taking away the problem from the computer, and when the computer restarts, it will start normally.
The goat's not here. Let's just put muffins. Yeah, I tried to put the goat, but there's no goat. Anyways.
All right, so this is Heaven Will Be Mine. I'm so
right,
excited.
video game.
I'm so excited. Are we look kind of dark on the webcam?
Okay, all of the lights are on. Yes, we do, but
Alright, you can adjust that while I start new game. Oh,
I just want to play a game.
okay.
Oh,
All right.
ships.
Okay. Faction: Cradle's Graces, Self-Ship Krun Macula. Cradle's Graces, ultimate.
Macula.
I love it. Ultimate weapon pilot. Even if Earth has given up on a new life for humanity in space, Cradle's Graces has it, and Pluto will make that dream come true. Likes: succulents, good girls, crushing, both kinds, everyone. Dislikes: is trying very hard not to have any. Well, I like her.
She seems pleasant.
I like succulents as well. They're easy to grow. Then there's Saturn, the Celestial Mechanics Reserve Test Pilot. Celestial Mechanics wants to advance humanity to its next stage, and Saturn wants to flirt, but there's no reason we can't do both. Combat style, button mashing. Bedroom style, button mashing. Lunaterra, Memorial Foundation Ace Pilot. Fighting for the pilots to join the rest of humanity back on Earth before it's too late. Good at sniping, espionage, double-crossing, ghosting. Bad at loving herself, everything else. I want somebody who can grow a good succulent.
I don't want to see what button mashing in the bedroom is like.
I imagine it's sweaty and inefficient.
Yeah, it's just like you get some like high friction going, but in just a very small movements.
Oh, I don't like that.
No.
No, I don't want that. All right, let's go.
Click to begin. Whoa! Big wall of text. Big wall of text. Big wall of text. Big wall of text.
I'm just reading it. Perfect exit. System. Cool.
Yeah. Alright. Now we got dialogue.
Ooh. don't know if I'm supposed to be reading this part or not, but whatever. Ooh.
Are you ready? I like that they gave it a nickname based on its
Yeah.
code.
Whoa.
Whoa!
I love the soundtrack. Oh, 11th Ocean sub for 30 months in a row, and Lopolio subscribe for subscribe for 3 months in a row, saying this sub fetus is over 12 weeks old, so there's no aborting it now. I don't know if that's an appropriate sub message, but
We also got To Do Fix Me, just subscribed as a new subscriber right after we went live.
oh, excellent. Pluto, how's the response? It's like, I don't know, the computer's doing some deep shit about infinity and the sea of possibility.
It seems to have gone Buddhist on us
I mean, that's
based
kind
on
of cool.
based on the first 3 statements there. I would say we read this.
I'm doing great, nothing weird. Like a computer, I accept it. All data, I accept it. All wishes, I accept them. I am an infinite engine. I'm a star. I know exactly how. Execute and accept. System
accepting and executing.
Reactor cores, perfect resonance. No margin of error. Nix, you can hear me, right?
Loud and clear, Pluto.
Is it working? You're not saying anything.
It's working perfectly, flawless, on the first try. You really are the one who brings impossible things.
You're thinking too hard about it, Doctor. I can't do things like that.
Be a little more generous to yourself. But it's also your right not to be.
Pilot core link done?
Do you feel centered?
As much as one can. Yes.
Do you feel the phantom presence of the ship's limbs? This is normal.
Yes.
Do you feel the presence of other bodies or other people nearby? This is normal.
Yes.
Do you feel as if other nearby people or bodies may also be your own body? This is not normal.
How would I know the difference?
Fair. Do you feel like a god yet?
Not really.
There's no need to be modest. Prep for launch.
It hasn't been that long since we all started fighting, but
I'm gonna shrink us.
everything really just did go how I imagined it. Even holding the controls of the machine everyone's so scared of, just like this, doesn't feel like butterflies or dread. It just feels like the only thing that could have happened.
Zizfish, subscribed for 6 months in a row.
You would know how hard they work because they were so scared you wouldn't be finished before the end. I never doubted it. I'm not so special that they couldn't make something scary enough for me to be its pilot. Humans are culture, and culture is gravity. I've definitely read those Ian M. Banks books.
The culture books?
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. I can make a joke. A ship self is a skin, but a ship self is also a heart. The plastic and metal chassis, insulated against hard vacuum, is necessary not to die. The tidal reactor, which it creates the gravity and culture necessary to keep humans solid and real so far from Earth, is necessary to live. The dual tidal reactor resonance system installed in the Krun Macula, then, might be capable of a sort of birth. The Krun Macula was completed on the pseudo-planet Hades, on the boundary between the solar system ruled by human gravity and that which isn't. When the system is activated, cosmic dust emanating from between the ship self's palms is crushed in the friction of the competing forces of the Krun Macula's dual tidal reactors and ignites in the birth of a tiny star. It's a start, an anchor of gravity and culture, for humans to begin colonizing the stars, the seed of possibility, and just as easily, the seed of an inversion of possibility. Stars go supernova and become black holes, where the information of life, culture, is deleted.
Beaver subscribed for 9 months in a row. Become as gods, become as gods, become as gods, become as gods, become as gods.
They aren't afraid of Crunmacula as much as they're afraid of Pluto. Her own tidal forces destroyed the first 17 prototypes. It's the girl with the love to be the mother of the stars that they're afraid of. Don't build me up like that. I'm not special. But I am that scary. I used to do it. Heh. The only thing I just can't get over is just how unfair it all feels. Knowing how bad this could get, how wrong it could go, and it still happened, and it's still happening anyway. The Crunmacula is bigger than other ship selves in terms of its objective gravitational impression on space-time. Yes, I am feeling everything at once. But I'm feeling big too, feeling so big. I can feel it far and away. The sword of the real, Merecrisium, come to cut our dreams down. And the toxin of the inverse, String of Pearls, come to turn the earth inside out. They're incredible girls, I can tell, but now Cradle's Graces has the power to fight back and keep space our home forever. I know I'm meant to do this. I've been trained my whole life to be the one in a million pilot who can pilot this. I know what I want to do this. Space is the only place where everyone can be happy, even if almost no one believes it. I want to keep it safe. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do. Now I just have to do it. There's nothing compared to what it took. That's nothing compared to what it took to learn how. My body, my mind, my soul, they're all in order. I just have to do it. This is some pep talk.
Whoa.
You can read this
It's
one.
January 1st, 1980, and the long and cold war where humanity united against its nemesis and existential threat from beyond the stars has been over for a long time. Since the 50s, we've been fighting a war against an existential threat that we cannot understand, cannot perceive, and is powerless against the technology of Earth. That is a pretty stupid sort of war to fight, isn't it? When there's enough of a mess down here to worry about. Humanity is already the undisputed authority of reality, and we have the physics to prove it. It's time to return to Earth, our home, the seat of the universe. Before Earth takes us back in pieces, let's go home with grace. On the first anniversary of the decommissioning of the International Space Program, we, Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Existential Safety, in agreement with our home planet's unanimous decision, declare there is no future for humanity in space. Let's come home. The Return Resolution, Memorial Foundation Native Sphere Existential Safety.
Huh.
I feel like I want the word committee in there.
Yeah.
It's January 1st, 1981. It's been over 1 year since we declared independence from Memorial Foundation and the rest of Earth. The Cold War is officially over, and it feels so light without the gravity weighing us down. How can a tiny handful of colonies, terraformers, and schools hold out against the full authority of Earth? Because that shit doesn't fly past escape velocity. To power the ship selves we made to fight the Cold War, we made tidal resonators to bring the gravity necessary for humans and culture to survive in space. And that gravity is ours now. Enough to make a new world, free from the weight of Earth. If Memorial Foundation wants to kill the future, they'll have to come and take it from us. We're thankful for the Cradle's Graces, but we're not coming back. Independence Declaration, Cradle's Graces.
Huh.
January 25th, 1981. Memorial Foundation and Cradle's Graces have been having fun for a little over a year and nothing is breaking the stalemate. Earth is getting impatient. They have good reason to believe that the existential threat posed by a divided humanity in space is much greater than any theoretically malevolent entity outside the native sphere. While the kids are fighting, Earth is getting ready to list the humans remaining in space as part of the existential threat. And when they do, they'll send real weapons and end this war fought with plastic toys. Their justification? We are technically less than 100% human, just non-human enough to be something else. It's hard to believe they're really onto us. It's time to make a drastic move. Bring our final piece, the prototype ship self String of Pearls we made in the atmosphere of planet Cronus, which will never be Saturn, to the lunar gravity well where the Memorial Foundation and Cradle's Graces are already headed. Whoever controls that place controls human access to space. We can be sure everything will be in place there. Earth or space, we are just short of 100% human. Let's see how much less than 100% we can get. Internal report, Celestial Mechanics.
So many references to Planston here. So I guess this is set in 1981?
Yeah.
Alright. In the strange gravity of the abandoned Daphne lab, Daphnis lab, Saturn lies in wait for the looming threat of Pluto's mysterious ship. But what are they after, and will they get it? Retrograde and retrograde. Chasing after the String of Pearls, Lunaterra and Pluto find each other instead. It's been almost a year since they last saw each other, and Lunaterra has never seen Pluto like this. Are you ready to spin backwards? Wow. Ooh. Mail.
Whoa!
Subject. Who is this? Origin. Ambient title information. Author. A love story. I don't know who I'm sending this to, but I think about you all the time, in the back of my mind. I know a lot about you. Does that mean you know about me too? Or are you just glowing brightly in a way I don't understand? Is anyone else seeing this? Do you get messages like this all the time? Are you aware of how much you loom in the heart of someone you haven't met? What am I expecting? I don't even know. This is really awkward. Sorry for doing this. It must be hard. No, I can't really know that. This is delusional of me. I'm gonna make it stop because if I don't, I'm gonna come to hate you because I'm already so frustrated I'm nothing like you. I need to understand why I tear myself apart thinking of you. I'm not gonna send this. I don't know how to send this, and I hope you never read it. Cool.
Unacceptable!
The funding is being cut again. This is from the Cradle's Graces Formation Archives. They aren't getting the results they want. They think it's indulgent. They don't care about how the kids feel. It warms their hearts to see them grow unimpeded by the gravity of Earth, but it also disturbs them. They love our beautiful, free, glittering children, but when we talk about bringing Earth's children here, they look away. The children of space are not bound by the same laws of gravity and do as they like with their bodies and souls. You've insisted that they can endure the gravitational forces of Earth, but have you considered that their tidal forces do not wish to accommodate them? They will be smoothed back again or broken, at the very least. They will never stop trying to destroy them. We have created magnificent, delicate creatures, and Earth wants them back for what? To crush them under their own tidal forces?
So we got alerts on comms.
Yeah.
Oh. I still can't believe it. I felt that from here.
Yeah? What was it like?
It was incredible. For a moment, I felt like I was right next to you. It was even stronger than all the times you've tested the prototypes. Stronger than that one time they let you fight before.
It's amazing. I've been training so long I never knew how different it would feel to have my own perfectly suited just for me self-ship. I'm gonna be extra mad at all of you for how long you left me behind.
Is it really safe, though?
Mars! Don't get started. Don't start. I'll get mad.
It's just more powerful than anything that's ever been developed. I don't like that Dr. Nix is making you do something untested all by yourself. No one person should have to do all the things that your unit is expected to do.
But I'm strong enough to do it, right? Powerful enough to stop Earth from taking us back? Strong enough to stop celestial mechanics from bringing the existential threat back? I can do it, right?
I mean, of course you can. No one else could, but that doesn't mean you should do it alone.
I'm not alone. I've got you. And everyone else. We're all together. That's what we wanted, isn't it? I'm not locked up in a lab anymore. Aren't you happy for me?
I'm happy for you.
Are you really, really happy for me?
I'm super happy for you. I really am.
Are you scared of me now?
No way, never. You're not something to be afraid of.
Aw, but that's wrong. You should be scared. I'm incredible. Whoa.
Just a little power mad, maybe?
Alright.
Nice,
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Yes, okay. So, mission select, I think, probably.
Yeah.
Unless system is ship system and not
No.
just the game.
Alright.
So I guess we can pick one of those two.
Okay.
So,
Alright, so
chase
there's...
the string of pearls.
And then Saturn returns a strange gravity of the abandoned Daphne lab. Saturn lies for the returning looming threat of Pluto's mysterious ship. What are they after? I want to do this one.
Yeah, so launch, yeah. Pluto, why are you suiting up? The Celestial Mechanics lab was wrecked when the prototype escaped. We should be heading back to the inner solar system.
She's still here.
Who?
Some incredibly ridiculous, utterly irresponsible, dangerously devious brat.
I'm not who you're talking about, right?
Don't be silly, you're not devious at all.
Then who? Also, hey!
They're being very tricky, so I can't quite tell, but I have rough coordinates. They slip between the cracks of the universe, play fast and loose with the laws of physics, staying hidden and out of sight, but being really smug about it. I think they're showing off. So it couldn't be anyone but the pilot of Celestial Mechanics the pilot of the Celestial Mechanics prototype, right?
Why? That's stupid. What sort of pilot would be that irresponsible with the prototype?
Hey Mars, when you were in the academy, how many prototype units did you wreck?
Let's not talk about that now.
I'm just teasing, Mars. You're much better behaved now.
If the intel is true, their prototype is really powerful. even against you.
I know. I might not be able to stop her.
This location is the experimental lab. It was shut down right before the Earth canceled the space program. I don't like this place, Pluto. It's like they shut down Daphne's lab and converted it into the perfect site for an ambush.
Really? It's too much for me?
Wow.
It's stronger than the fleet I destroyed?
I mean, I'm not saying you're not strong enough. But a stealth mission against a secret weapon is different. No one knows what Celestial Mechanics is planning, but it's always awful, and it's definitely a trap. This mission to the outer planets is only to destroy Celestial Mechanics labs and prevent Memorial Foundation from recovering the prototype.
Mars, if you keep trying to protect me, I'll get mad.
But I'm...
Let me have the tiniest bit of fun. I'll be fine. After all, I have a lot of experience correcting unruly show-offs who act out for attention.
Do you want this?
No, go for it.
Daphne's the tiny shepherd moon, so small it barely earns the name, tumbles through the Keller Gap, ruffling the rings of the planet it orbits. It houses the last official laboratory of Earth's decommissioned space program, training ground of failures like Saturn and special girls like Pluto. Saturn remembers it feeling cramped, anxious, and scary. No, wait. Pluto remembers it that way. Saturn remembers when it used to feel so special to be chosen, a candidate for the last generation of pilots. But didn't Pluto feel that way too? Sometimes two things are true. In this place, gravity is quietly degenerating, and distances are becoming ambiguous, between past and present, between me and you.
This game is intense.
The Daphnis lab seems smaller to Saturn now, though not as tiny as it feels to Pluto, and that's obvious. No longer people-sized, she tears through it like worms in an apple. But there's a much bigger worm here, and she doesn't know anymore if this was a good idea.
Where what was a good idea?
Saturn doesn't have any ideas. She's just trying to hide.
Even though there's no place you could not totally be...
Can you mouse over that text? Does it highlight or anything? No? Wow, okay,
Yeah.
it's just barely visible. Ah! Tidal resonance! Enemy! I know, it's extremely exciting. Stop making me so nervous. Supermassive, small enough to hide in this complex, but with a dual reactor denser than the entire moon compressed into the head of a pin. An hour ago, and Saturn felt the gravitational pull of something so big and so close and so powerful the interior of her cockpit creaked with the pressure, and her head, heart, and eyes welled up with tears. Something that couldn't be anyone other than Pluto. Cool. She must be pretty big, huh? So why is she so hard to find? Saturn has no idea.
This is a very weird game.
Why do I have the feeling someone's laughing at me? No one is laughing at Saturn. The lab's been abandoned for years. But Pluto, wherever she is, giggles. Not in a mean way. She really does think it's cute. I haven't thought about Pluto in a long time. Oh man, it really would be funny if it was in that monster. Well, now someone is laughing at Saturn. Hey, now I know someone's here. I can feel you listening. But I can hear you too. And I can catch you. You're not the only one who can fuck with the narrative. Ah.
Ooh, we got an achievement for good at bad decisions.
It's easiest to catch someone if you don't care you might get caught yourself. Besides, if you want to drive someone wild, you gotta show them you're worth catching. And that you're good enough to catch them too. The lab is dark, the malfunctioning lights cast an eerie glow, dying culture without gravity to hold it together. But she can hear the faint laughter rippling in the gravity, and where it's coming from. When you don't know the controls, mashing all the buttons at once is just as good. Got you! It's a hit. Her claws sink in. They tremble in the pressure. Whatever they've sunk into is bigger than belief. The Kren Macula towers over Saturn. Pluto's ship is so big it barely fits in the complex, but it's only a speck compared to how big it feels. Supermassive enough to warp local space-time, humming and vibrating with nebula dust, incredibly gentle, or she would have destroyed Saturn and the whole complex without even trying.
Oh wow, you got me!
No matter what size it appears, in the truest, most real sense of size, the ship is bigger than this moon, than anything Saturn can imagine. String of Pearls quickly flits away, but Kren Macula's grip is on her before she can twitch.
And I've got you, Saturn. I was really surprised to see you like this.
Cool, right? I've got poison now, too. Want to see if you're still the top weirdo psychic mutants in space?
Oh wow, sounds really cool, but I don't know if you're ready yet.
Want to bet?
Sure.
The string of pearls screeches and buckles as the dust ignites, and a tiny portion of Pluto's tidal forces slam into her. Gah!
Had enough?
You kidding?
Okay, we can turn it up.
Whoa! That is sure insane. Feels like my brain is melting into the universe.
You're the one who wanted to show off. You don't really have to do that to endear yourself to me, but if you want to impress me, you're gonna have to do better than that.
Yeah. You're really still not impressed, even by this?
By what? Ooh, that does sting.
It spreads like a poison, even through metal. It jumps like electricity, but drips like a liquid. Pink and impossible, and spreading quickly through the Crunmacula's body.
So you're not just full of risky bad ideas. That makes me happy. I won't shut you down too hard.
Okay, you win.
You gonna be good now?
Okay. So, what did you want to talk about? As Cradle to Grace's glittering psychic death machine, you definitely have more important things to do than go out of your way to bully me for no reason, right?
Oh, that's right. That man and the fleet are escaping, aren't they?
Hope you don't mind falling for this trap.
Trap? You? Silly, I know you're more important than that.
More than catching the rest of Celestial Mechanics' fleet?
I knew this would be fun, and you knew it too.
I am absolutely delighted about you doing that, just to be clear, so you don't have to read my mind to roast me about it.
I can't read minds. You know that's not how it works. But I also don't need to know that. But I did want to know how the biggest overachiever of my juniors turned into such a bad girl.
If you really remembered me, you'd remember I wasn't ever good.
I do remember you. Even if you're not that good at being bad, you do know what you're doing. With that machine that's so dangerous you don't even want to find out what it does?
I think you answered your own question about why I'm keeping it. Are you gonna stop me then? But you don't want to. Hey, stop, don't pry into me. If you're pitying me, I'll make you regret it. Not all of us come out perfect like you. Some of us get thrown out before they see any use at all.
I won't pity you. I really would have torn this machine apart. But now that I'm here, gifted little mutant to gifted little mutant, I can't bear to. Because some of us just haven't been thrown out yet. Lab-grown girls like us should stick together.
I might still make you regret it.
Winning isn't my most important task, and it's not yours either.
Are you sure about that?
You're not who I'm worried about. It's only your boss I can't forgive.
Oh, I love hearing that. Tell me more. I'm getting a crush already. Regretting it now?
Don't worry. There's nothing you can make me regret. This is like if James Joyce wrote an anime.
Yay! 12%. 12%. Number goes up. Number goes up.
So strange.
Very wordsy.
Very weird. I love this.
Very abstract and double talky. I wish you didn't have to do this.
But I love chatting with you. Especially about your latest sordid affairs.
Well, thanks. Wait, that's not what I meant. And sordid?
Dramatic, tempestuous, explosive?
No.
Problematic?
No.
Tumultuous?
That's sexier. But that's still bad.
I mean, how would you describe them?
Not like that. Intense or something. The last one was really good until the end.
Should I be more generous?
Well, it'd be nice.
But you're not very good at relationships.
Kill me.
It's kind of cute. You love people so much that you forget about them completely.
Your honesty really hurts sometimes, you know.
You fall for glittering faraway girls, but what you really need is someone who doesn't put up with you. There's gotta be someone, somewhere, who won't let you get away with anything. I believe in you.
I'm trying to save the world. I don't really have time for this.
But you're not too busy to keep flirting?
Pluto God!
Sorry, BB, no mercy for you.
Ah!
It's out of love. One day you're gonna be good at treating girls as you are at piloting.
Don't twist the knife.
Sorry.
It's fine. I know I'm not that great at it. Hey. You did that thing again.
What thing?
You know, that thing. Where you change the topic. And I forget what I wanted to talk to you about. So you don't have to answer. Except I have a chat log and I can scroll back to see.
It's sweet. You wish I didn't have to fight.
See, you do remember. You remember better than I do.
But why don't we leave it at that?
Why?
Because there's nothing we can do about it.
We could find a way. I don't want you to do this if you don't have to.
Chat?
No, I mean fight! Ah, you just did it again.
I'm feeling a lot of, like, sympathy for this character.
So angry at that character. The worst.
Alright. Tidal theory and celestial mechanics. Excellent.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness.
Whoa!
Alright. Well, this is probably a wall of text that'll be important. And we don't have to read it, but I want to read it. Tidal theory and celestial mechanics. General informational record pull. So this is from the director of Celestial Mechanics. Let us begin with imagining an inert theoretical mass of matter, equivalent physically in all ways to the third body of the solar system, a theoretical planet Terra, absent of human culture. How would we model physical properties of such a planet where Jungian, Newtonian models do not apply? The soft science of celestial mechanics is not purely a thought exercise, but an inquiry into what, if any, default physical properties would exist in the universe without the influence of culture. Because of its potential application in space colonization, for its use in modeling the physics of foreign celestial bodies, the utility of the concept of Terra, and the philosophical hard sciences for more precisely defining Earth as the lands of human dominion rather than a specific physical body, celestial mechanics has been integrated as a branch of contemporary metacultural general relativity. Okay, so I guess the premise of this game is that Earth's culture influences the laws of physics.
Yep.
So imagine that the laws of physics are not things that work across the universe, but just are work because humans are there.
And that humans can modify and shape things, and so potentially that's also why they're dangerous and why the existential threat is a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the existential threat is. Maybe that's a being.
Yeah,
That
I
is-
don't know.
that has
They
its
also
own laws of
capitalize
physics.
culture, which makes me think of like Macross and culture being like a not like currency, but like a valuable thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and I imagine that a place that doesn't have human culture and therefore doesn't obey the laws of physics that humans are used to would be especially dangerous. Anyhow, what would it be like to imagine a world in which humans have one-to-one dominion over real phenomena? In such a world, we might think of gravity in multiple senses, since the agency of humanity over each other mentally, spiritually, and culturally would not be the same as physically. The conversion of matter into energy and energy into culture and culture back into matter again is complicated by the distortions caused by culture's ability to arbitrarily set conversion parameters. This is caused not because of the power of human gravity, but actually by its weakness and incompleteness. In a theoretical universe in which humanity has a full dominion over the physical universe, the influence of culture would be a one-to-one constant, and the physical universe would abide by inflexible fundamental laws. That's our universe. In such a world, we would have to separate fields of study that involve metaphors from ones that describe worldly phenomenon, because our world would be objectively determined. While humans would be able to disagree and defy each other, they would subscribe to an inflexible, perfect system as decided by humanity. Interesting. Okay.
There is another email.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about what this means from like a philosophical
So
point
who's
of view.
this from again?
This is just tidal theory and
Of
celestial mechanics.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because they've been talking about like tidal resonances and using tides and like kind of knowing tidal mechanics based on gravity, and it kind of causes like a distortion and pulling,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, interesting. So, like, yeah, when they were describing in a theoretical universe, which humanity has full dominion over the physical universe. So I guess we can only, in this game, you can only affect the laws of physics only apply where humans are. I guess? Sort of? As opposed to the actual universe where gravity works the same no matter where you are. And light travels at a constant speed. Subject, regarding Mecha 2, Krun Macula. Alright. Ship self-development documentation, operations decommissioned, share Europa. It was commissioned before it had a pilot, before the technology for piloting it had been developed, before the technology for its workings had been developed. I think we recognize that the construction was an act of faith. Nix's directive was to create the sort of self that we wished to see. I think, of course, that it was the moment that it was clear to me that Nix was fighting for what she believed humans could be, but not who humans were. I'd think at the time I didn't understand the difference, or what Nix might not consider important because of her tendency to think this way. Many of the functions of the Krun Macula have not been invented yet. It is limitlessly expandable. I have, of course, requested for it to be decommissioned, but I ultimately believe you'll want to scrap it. This committee has indeed found nothing in space worth salvaging. I would have to wonder about the committee's intentions and their curiosity towards this last fragment. The end results of the Krun Macula's functions are indistinguishable from Nix's dream, so there's no briefing I can provide that will be more comprehensive than the ones you received from Nix herself. I can only speculate on which she has or has not been able to implement successfully. As terrifying as the Krun Macula is, the pilot Dr. Nix has found for it is more terrifying by far. They might find a way to make it move even yet.
It's a giant reality warping ship, so they're not like culture ships.
Yeah.
They become a projection of the pilot.
Yeah, and
the kicker and the gun.
Well, and then the sort of the lore of this game, I think that the laws of physics are inherently mutable. So if you have a powerful, and I would imagine it sort of shakes out that if you have a powerful enough ego to project your culture, you can shape the laws of physics. So they've got all these lab-grown people that have been like specially designed to be able to like, sort of like the navigators in Dune. They can just fold time and space, but they don't need the need the spice to do it.
The guild navigators.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thanks to our thanks to our rich background, we can we've got a few things locked down, I think.
All right, I want to grab more coffee.
All right. Yeah, this is a heavy coffee game.
I think so.
I might need to change this from 2 weeks on the on the stream calendar. Contingent cat, I think they're capitalizing culture so that you don't think it's I don't think it's necessarily like some sort of like,
it's a noun and they're trying to distinguish it.
Yeah, that so you don't read it as like culture, but as a thing.
Yeah.
Like a force. I think it's just I think it's a visual cue so you understand what they mean. Alright, let's go retrograde and retrograde. Chasing after the string of pearls, Lunaterra and Pluto find each other instead. It's been almost a year since they last saw each other, and Lunaterra has never seen Pluto like this. Are you ready to spin backwards? Mars, are you okay? You look like someone punched you in the face. What happened?
Someone punched me in the face.
It's been so long since you got in a fight with the flight crew. It feels a little nostalgic.
I'm fine, by the way.
People who start fights don't get sympathy.
They started it when they wouldn't let me fly.
And who threw the first punch?
That part doesn't matter. If they don't let me go, then you'll have to fight that traitor all by yourself. Shit.
Oh. Why didn't I feel it earlier? Of course she's here.
It wasn't that I wasn't going to tell you. Memorial Foundation also knows about the prototype, and they sent their ace to get it.
No, I understand. You're so excited you just had to run out and see her, huh?
You got that right. Run out and punch that traitor Lunaterra in the face as hard as I can.
Aw.
She's the worst! After pretending that she was going to fight for the colonies, even after Earth abandoned us and demanded that we come home, she double-crossed us. We were going to do this together. I have missed punching that insufferably smug face for a year. It's finally time to show her that we're not going to forgive her for betraying us at the worst moment, leaving us alone, barely able to keep fighting as Kratos graces. But it's not like we ever needed her, and...
I know. I miss her too.
Are you not listening to me?
I've been listening to the two of you say the same things about each other for a really long time, and it doesn't sound any different.
It's nothing like I was before. I'm not playing games.
When we were in the academy, you were always chasing after her. You'd swing the first punch, and she'd laugh, and you two would fight, and then you'd make out, and then you'd do it all over again. I miss that so much. But if you go after her, it'll happen just like that, all over again.
Stop talking about me like I'm that predictable. It's different now.
Orders are orders for a reason, you know.
I'm still not okay with it. They're making you use that terrifying machine. It's way too dangerous.
Nah, I'm sorry. I really am. But Mars, if it makes you feel any better...
What, you're breaking up?
I can't wait to fight her. I love her, understand her, and forgive her. But I'm still mad. How come you both got to have all the fun? Who wants to stay home while you two get to fight and make out? You don't know how scary this machine is, Mars. And it's so much less scary than me. I don't want you to see me like that. But I really, really want Luna Terra to see.
Pluto, you cut out for a second there. What did you say?
I said, tough luck, it's my chance to shine now! Like waking up underwater, to the wet burn of your lungs' desperation for air. Like floating untethered in space, unable to move under your own power. Losing the security of gravity is like being naked in space. Gravity is necessary for human life in space. Gravity is necessary for unrestricted movement in space. Can't have one without the other. The force that binds your existence together, the force to shape foreign bodies, pure agency. Gravity is necessary not just to live in space, but to be human in space. For being human is a little harder, but being human is a little harder for Pluto. She has to work for it. The tidal forces of her spacefaring body, the Krun macula, are as strong as she believes and as weak as she feels. And Luna Terra needs to make sure that all the calculations are in order. Everything in her ship operates manually. She's just been in it long enough for it to feel like a second skin. The jolt of nostalgia interrupts Luna Terra's mental math. She forgets to carry the one. It interrupts Pluto's focus, and she has a moment where she's not invincible. Close enough to touch the surface of the moon lab, Luna Terra is seen and known by Pluto, and they are suddenly falling down the well of too late and nothing you can do.
Ooh. I knew it.
It's important to get a grip. Knowing there's nothing you can do is something Pluto considers freeing and Luna Terra considers exciting. Feeling doomed is clear permission to do whatever. As soon as the Merecrisium is through the cloud cover, she fires solid light into the remains of the Celestial Mechanics lab and chases it through the wound. The lab was recently damaged by the illegal launch of a hijacked ship, but that damage is barely noticeable compared to the massive hole left by a much, much larger ship crashing through. Luna Terra acts fast under pressure. There's no point in hiding, there's no point in stopping. It's true, Luna Terra is living on the whim of the Krun macula, which can probably do whatever to her at any time. If she can't run away, she wants to make the first move. It's the sort of thing that makes a lot of sense if you think about it, and no sense at all if you think a little more. But that's Luna Terra, isn't it? She's betting you'll think too much or not enough. Against Pluto, is that really such a good idea? She's someone who always thinks just enough. Which makes it easy for Luna Terra to slip through, deep into the lab until it gets quiet except for the sounds of the moon quaking and trembling. After almost a year, the dread and thrill is way too much to slow down and start talking. That's what the arrow flying into Pluto's gravity well is saying. Who will make the first move? When Luna Terra punctures the last armor layer and opens up the terminal cavern, light spills out and screaming sound because the Krun macula is peeling the lab and most of the moon inside out with the forces of its own tides. It's not something that's impossible or anything, it's just still terrifying. More terrifying.
Yeah. Well, I hindered a lot of sound effects.
And more terrifying is Pluto's finesse. More terrifying than the finesse is her gentleness, spooling matter like threads in the tiny galaxy of which she is the sun. Her power is very kind, but it's also a little perverse. What meaning does mercy have from something that can core out a moon? Crud Macula's developers compared it to a black hole. They wanted a machine so powerful and absolute, even light couldn't escape it. Lunaterra understands now that was wrong. She's a star, gushing and twinkling with matter and light. Who wouldn't be swept up in that? The Merecrisium is so small. Pluto has never seen it from a perspective like the Crud Maculas before. She never imagined it would look so fragile from here, like a toy version of the fierce fighter she remembered. Pluto's sense of scale is true. Lunaterra feels just like a plastic toy, too. Come on, say something. It's making me sad.
It really does fit you. So much more than I ever thought.
Is it hard to look away? Being able to render you speechless is the power I've always dreamed of. What do you think? I know just a look won't change your mind, but I want you to tell me.
Tell you what? That I regret returning you? I told you then that I always would.
No, I wouldn't let you do that, Luna T. Do you think I'd be mad? I mean, of course I'm mad at you, but not for anything you did to me. I would never be mad at you for not having enough faith in me to see through Cradle's Grace's dream of a new home for humans in space. I'm just mad at you for not having enough faith in yourself to see it through, and leaving all the work to me. Oops, I guess that is why I'm a little upset with you. Not mad, you know. Just disappointed.
Just disappointed.
Oh, sorry. I can't believe it. I'm still the one scolding you like a kid.
I'm trying to be the grown-up, you know. I did the responsible thing. I took the realistic option. I'm here to play the part of the boring adult, the grown-up villain.
Ooh, that's right. I remembered why I actually am mad at you. You better not go down quietly. You better really believe what you just said. I'll forgive you if you left us for something stupid, but I'll never forgive you if you left us for something you don't believe in. And you better not believe in it, because I also won't forgive you for fighting for a future that's cruel.
That doesn't leave me with a lot of options. I don't think I can fight against that.
Don't you dare. I won't forgive that either. Were you hoping maybe that it wouldn't be like this? That I wouldn't have to fight?
It'll change you. In ways you don't understand.
I've seen you fight so many times. I saw you got that scar and your poor ship got her wound. Has anyone else seen that side of you as much as me?
I don't think so. Not even Europa. But it's different when you're on the other side.
You think I don't really know you because I've never stared down the barrel of your rifle or felt that knife nick my ship?
It's a different kind of knowing.
Teach me then. Or I'll teach you.
Ooh.
Well, I feel like we gotta, like, first playthrough, we pick this character.
Yeah.
As soon as Pluto blinks, that's the moment the Merecrisium attacks. A little out of fear, but mostly out of awe. It's a confused move, the first move, which is so unlike her. So unlike her that it nearly takes the Crud Macula by surprise. All matter parts along the vectors of inertia that Pluto has set, but those bullets stubbornly curve, bury into her flank, and sting with a sharp and subtle gravity of their own. Ow! It kind of stings, Lunati. Stop doing things like that. Whoa! Lunaterra is crushed instantly and she's dead. Okay. No, Lunaterra dodged at the last second. No, the Merecrisium is torn apart from every joint. No, Lunaterra is safe at home. She never left. No, Lunaterra hasn't moved. It's only because she can't bring herself to. Lunaterra is feeling ghosts of the space-times that Pluto has cut off. Escape routes she rushed for, but don't exist. Lunaterra is trying to think of something to say. She really is, but it's impossible because the Crud Macula is the size of the universe. Her seeping nebula glows with promise to swallow up the space station and Lunaterra and the whole solar system. That's not the way, Lunati. You have to come for me like you really mean it, or that's what's gonna happen. The Merecrisium's engines spin to no response. Lunaterra's mind is racing, but there's no thought she can hold on to. Except how disappointed and sad Pluto is. If you give me just one moment, you'll pass my event horizon and you'll never escape. Always getting closer, but never getting there. Falling forever. If you don't figure out how to unstick yourself, I might leave you there. Remember for next time, okay? Don't keep breaking my heart. The Mare Crisium plummets and the Crun Macula rises up, exiting the moon like a shooting star, tearing the lab up into space with her.
Ever since the day Mars began, Mars has been doomed. No, there will never be a planet Mars. That's a name reserved for places where human life, gravity, and culture reign. This is just bitter Ares. But like the stringy, inedible weeds that grow when nothing else does, Kratos Graces is dug in, and we can't get them out. The colonies are wrecked, and terraforming engines are broken. The gravity furnaces are out of control. There's no resources left on this planet, no strategic value. This planet doesn't even exist. It is an inert rock. There's no point in fighting. There's no need to fight. Ship selves can't keep you alive alone forever. Even if that was the case, we could leave tomorrow and claim victory. Most of the Memorial Foundation and SES's fleet already did. That's why there's barely any of us left, and why we can't get them out. What? Why don't I go home too? And leave all those idiots to just fucking die on the rock? What do you think we're doing this for? Who do you think we're doing this for? External communications sent August 31st, 1978 by Memorial Foundation troops.
So I guess Roman names mean it's a human culture planet, and Greek names mean it's just a lump.
Yeah. Yeah, bitter Ares.
Yeah. So now I have to think. Because, yeah, they said Saturn. It's not Saturn, it's Kronos, which was the Greek name. Is Pluto a Roman name or a Greek name?
Hades
is the Greek.
Oh, wait. Saturn is the god of death.
Hades.
Yeah. But
in Greek.
For the Roman.
I think it's Pluto. Hey, it's not like we're idiots. We know we're doomed. This planet still doesn't fulfill the requirements for human life, and life is just the start anyway. Don't you know that gravity is something more important? Do you understand celestial mechanics, right? Matter is made of tiny particles, but enough of it exerts gravity that stitches the universe together. Culture is made of tiny humans, and enough of it together can decide what's real and what isn't. I mean, that's not entirely untrue. Somebody took at least a 400 level philosophy class before writing this.
Yeah.
It is really quite fucked up that this is how decisions about humans get made. Enough humans can decide anything, and then it'll be true, and even what's human and what's not. They don't even have to wait for the deadline. They've already decided that any human without their feet planted on Earth is in fact not a human. That's a pretty unusual thing for humans to do. No differences of any kind need to exist. We'll just be aliens, and then they'll send the real military after us, and we'll die. But if we just hold the line here, for our princess to get through and make it to the moon, she'll open up the gravity well, and then we get to decide. Internal communications sent on January 25th, 1981 by Kratos Graces Irregulars.
So 81, so that's current, if this is part of like the Cold War stuff that we got earlier.
Yeah.
But the princess to the moon, so is the princess Pluto?
Maybe.
It's morning on Ares, but what's time in space? If we can get our capital ship launched and refueled and the prototype retrofitted with the final equipment, we'll have everything in place. Keep out of the canyons of Mars, where Kratos Graces and Memorial Foundation are bickering. Hold the city ruins against invading troops, and make sure no one tries to set the oxygen ocean on fire while we refuel. It's a pretty thankless job, but I can't wait to see what happens. This is the most exciting space has ever been. Before we got here, this was a dead rock, but the best we could ever have hoped was for Earth in a different place. Who needs that? Far in the distance, the moon's gravity well shines. If no one controls it before the deadline is up, Earth will take drastic steps to ensure that humanity is not divided. What they're afraid of happening, we will ensure that it happens. We'll finally have something alien in space. Private communication sent on January 26, 81 by Celestial Mechanics researcher. And we got Lurker just subscribed.
Yeah.
Nice. Good name.
All missions on Kronos orbit completed. Maiden flight and testing of Crun Macula is done. I'm heading back to Ares, of course. It's the home of Kratos Graces, after all. We have to finish up the last touches on Crun Macula and prep for the last battle on Earth's moon. Celestial Mechanics will regroup and refuel there, and maybe we can nip them in the bud. And Memorial Foundation has been fighting us there since the conflict began, and maybe this time we can push them back. Send a message to everyone. Time to come home. So we can be ready for the journey. Ready for launch. I like that we're warping space
Yeah.
time. All right.
Gravity well.
Are you scared?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, but I'm excited too. I'm looking forward to what we could be.
Hey, Pluto. How can you be sure?
Sure about what?
Sure about anything? Everything is so frustrating, pointless, doomed. No matter how hard I fight, it always stays that way. So how can you be sure it's not going to be that way someday?
You're the person I want to ask that. Because you fight every day like you're not thinking about those things.
What's that supposed to mean? I've got to fight. That's what we have to. Of course I still think about those things, even when I'm fighting.
Sorry, Mars. Of course you do.
Everyone has doubts like that.
Even me then, right?
But it doesn't feel like you do. I mean, you make it seem like everything's gonna be alright.
But you just do what you have to, even without worrying about it, without even worrying about whether it's right or not, or if it will come to anything or not. You're a genius, you know. You're smarter than me.
That's not true. I just have to stop thinking if I want to do whatever it is that we needs doing. Put myself on pause, don't you?
Maybe. Maybe that's why I'm still so scared. Alright. Ooh, White Void or well, we'll read
Let's
them both.
yeah.
You want to read this
Yeah.
one?
Okay. Well, so the very first thing you need to know about pilot interfacing is that it's the most important part of piloting. You don't really have to know any of that stuff, but since you asked, I'll give you the basic rundown. There are actually a few ways it's useful to know, even if it's basically just to explain why no one can do anything to stop you because of the completely unfair bullshit you have. Any given ship self may have a variety of prescribed functions, you know? That's called the machine's intent. It's not that the machine has consciousness, even if it seems like it does. That's just projection and inaccurate metaphor. Even if you're using a made-to-order ship for you alone or customizing it for that purpose, you still have to bring your intentions in line with the crafts. That's what interfacing really means. That's why interfacing is the most important part of piloting, and why basically the only thing the R&D crews do is find better ways to reduce the lag.
I think I get it. If you're driving a car, no matter how much you want a compact Japanese car to be, it's not going to be an off-roader.
But it's like, typically they build the ship selves to do a specific thing, but the Chronomacula is built to be limitless.
Yeah. That's it. That sounds...
Thank you for the bits.
Ooh. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more, say no more. This is a
Cetera.
profoundly unsexy game. I love it.
But it's like, it's so close to a lot of other stories, like Voices of a Distant Star, with like the text messaging, and I really hope it hits some Gunbuster thing with time dilation.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Subject, White Void by Dr. Nix. Do you want to read this one, or shall I?
Yeah, the fearful power of it is evident, so much so that I hesitate to even criticize it. It is the nature of the tyrant theory that is fed by all things, including attempts to dismantle it. It can simply assimilate those theories and absolve itself of potential guilt and rhetorical weakness by assuming new forms, because it has no inherent premise that is not fungible, but the impulse to make all else part of it. Okay. Big ego. Far from expanding to incorporate diverse and contradictory ideas into itself, the theory would remove alternate quantum states until finding a solution that would incorporate perfectly in line with unified culture theory. This is a necessary and inherent step because in order to prevent any given feature of such a theoretical culture to be subject to eversion, the gravitational pull of the culture must be so great that no information about it can escape. As the theory accumulates culture through culture mass energy conversion, its gravity would steadily begin to grow and its energy decrease until it began to continuously collapse into a single coordinate, and no distinguishing information would be able to escape. The interplay of variant states is necessary for culture to create and change, and this unified field culture would be unable to do so. It would only be able to assimilate and devour. So that's why it becomes like a black hole. Because you've got like a zero body, like a 0 point body. Such a theory would not redefine hierarchy, but enshrine it forever. Far from a compassionate future for humanity, it would necessitate the complete removal of human variance. All humanity and all existence would revolve around a singularity of the unified field culture, the tyrant theory, the white void, a single conqueror thought at the center of the universe.
I get it.
So Nyx knows that that's kind of...
The problem with the Crunmacula. All right, so we're going to Ares. So the Oxygen Ocean serves as both a fuel yard and terraforming engine for the planet Ares, and it's the perfect hiding place for the migrating Celestial Mechanics fleet. But deep down, something is reaching up for them, and rift in the earth. After her maiden voyage, Cradle's Graces is testing the finishing touches on the terrifying Crunmacula prototype. It's a chance for Lunaterra to defeat their trump card, but will she close the rift between them instead, or only widen it deeper? It looks like we're doing both, so what do you want to do first?
Let's deep dive, because I think that's probably back to Saturn, like, as...
The person we're talking
yeah,
to?
potentially. Is she operational?
Mars.
All checks clear?
Honey.
Dual tidal resonator sync clears, all checks?
It's close enough to Terra Moon inside out.
And you're really still sure about this?
Mars, I love you very much, and I'm going to scream if you ask me one more question.
What? Pluto!
Sorry, I just couldn't back off after saying that.
My soul hurts. Why did you do that?
Because you didn't listen to me.
I was listening!
You didn't listen. You've got such a big heart and you don't listen with it at all.
I don't want you to go.
That's better. It's what you really wanted to say. I'm glad you could say it.
But you're not going to listen to it.
Nope.
You could, at least after you just said...
Not at all. Don't sulk. This was always the plan. We have to show everyone what this weapon can actually do. This is just a taste, but no one is going to respect what we do on the moon if we can't grab their attention first. Destroying the whole Celestial Mechanics fleet while they're docked at the Oxygen Ocean is going to get some attention. Even if I only destroy them a little bit, it'll be pretty amazing, so it's a job that's impossible to mess up. If you keep worrying, what else am I supposed to think except I must seem that incompetent to you?
I care, okay?
I'm not mad, Mars, but let me lean on you while I do this, instead of blocking my way.
Oh.
I'm just going hard to one route.
Yeah, go loyal.
I wanna see.
Like, I do want to see how the board changes if you do a thing.
Yeah. The balance shifts because Pluto tugs and Saturn tugs harder. Deep, so deep, crushing and dark, but the String of Pearls has organs that can see everything. Smoky and cold, she slips down in a stream of evaporation, just shy of being the spark that blows it all up. Whatever's down there, don't play dumb, because Saturn knows exactly who and what's down there is playing coy.
Oh, interesting. Do you have the same idea, Pluto? Breaking girl.
Here, I'll be Mercury.
Hey.
I'll be the sidekick for this.
Cutting off the comms? Well, now I don't have to cut the comm line myself.
Saturn doesn't have to play by anyone's rules, even and especially the rules of the universe. It's made of a last-minute miracle. It loves it best when it's just waiting on the edge between one possibility and another, tempting fate and not caring where it lands. Pluto doesn't cross the rules. She's the universe herself, a perfect target for Saturn and the wall she crashes against. She's not playing coy. She's looking for someone to crash against her. From the depths, Crunmacula tugs, but playfully. String of Pearls takes the invitation and yanks back, not so playfully at all. Hey, Boo, do you want to play?
I sure do. But come up and play my game.
Oh, sure, if you can make me. Crunmacula is the plunge into fascination, a fall omnidirectional into the end of the universe. Crunmacula can drown the ocean in her gravity, but String of Pearls is the greatest trick. The String of Pearls cheats distance. She can't ignore it, but she can interpret it differently. So, if F equals X, an anxious, avoidant, infinitely approaching, and never reaching asymptote, or maybe F equals X can be F of X can be a curve accelerating rapidly into infinity. Math isn't hard for Saturn, just the results. Mercury would be screaming if the comms were still on, because this is a big risk. The most dangerous and guaranteed way to get the Celestial Mechanics fleet wrecked if she isn't careful, and even if she is. Closing distance is mutual. Pulling Pluto of the depths of the Oxygen Ocean is not something she's doing for them. If Saturn wants to change the rules, then Pluto will let her. She'll be the one to set the variable. No matter what Saturn sets f of x to, Pluto sets the force. She can go back to slack if she wants to. Saturn's equation is something like f of x equals, the closer you approach, the further I move away. A hard equation to solve. Are you up to it? Along with the equations of gravity, Saturn fires hooks. They wouldn't have hit without the equation, but it was the moment of Pluto's curiosity that they bet on. That is enough. The ocean plunges, the ships rock.
Emergency retraction. Max output.
Haha, okay. I was trying not to cause so much trouble. I just wanted to delay you for a little while. But if you really insist, I'll come make all the trouble you want.
That's funny, considering how hard you've been wrecking the Celestial Mechanics fleet. I'd almost think you weren't going that easy at all.
Saturn is pulling hard, but it's like trying to pull a star out of a black hole. But something about the way Pluto reacts makes Saturn think it might still be possible. You're working hard. I was just sent to make sure you all didn't have an easy time.
I've never worked hard, ever.
Huh, you sound kind of like a liar. But you're sure you're still not a bit good?
Say it to my face.
Okay, if you really, really insist, I can get carried away too. Saturn's capture cables go slack and she shoots up and out of the ocean, pulled by the panicking surface crew. The equation input has changed. The number Pluto has changed it to gives Saturn a thrill. As the oxygen tidal wave starts building, the ocean trembles and the fleet sees and nearly capsize, but oxygen breaks out of the liquid and into the sky, but Saturn breaks out of the liquid into the sky, and Pluto is pulled up and out and free. The Krun macula is more frightening and powerful than Saturn remembered, but you can't be scared now. Well, maybe she can, just a little, but this is what she wanted too, a beautiful solution to her equation. It's hard to know someone if you haven't fought them. That's something she's known for a long time. The pain of wondering if you just aren't good enough to stand next to someone. She'd prefer to know where she stands. For Pluto, who was made to be so overwhelming that in her presence no other option but peace can exist, she doesn't have anything to prove to herself. Win or lose, she's open when others are honest. Between ship selves, all conflict must be honest. It's the only way to make contact. That's the moment she's waiting for, to give life to all the feelings unleashed when she decided she'd let herself have them. The Celestial Mechanics fleet can't do anything but wait and think about how this is probably all Saturn's fault. You're strange, Saturn. I don't know what to think. You think you can't win, but you're trying anyhow. What do you want to make happen? So sure and unsure of yourself.
Just come on already. We can't all be gravitational beauties.
Tides come from people, and people are people, whether they get there being taught or being made.
Keep the pity out of your voice, or I won't be having fun anymore.
I don't pity you. I was very lucky. There's no reason to why I got to be so lucky. But I'm selfish too. I didn't deserve it, but I'll never feel guilty about it. I had too much at stake to feel guilty when I got everything I wanted.
I know exactly how that feels. Unlike you, though, they took it away again when they were done with me.
Oh, it looks like they weren't able to for very long, though. You won't get anywhere with girls if you insist on believing you had it the worst. Every girl has it the worst.
You know, I liked it better when I was dragging you.
Are you ready to try again? I like that double entendre. Teach me a lesson or get over yourself. Let me see what's under that envy. Saturn's got a good idea. Even as the Krun macula tosses the fleet apart with tidal forces, the string of pearls closes in. She can be as close as touch, yet always out of reach. This time she sets f of x to be as close as can be. Of course, that's in the crush of her gravity well, but that's fine, because Saturn has dedicated her life to being a fucked up loser.
I thought for sure I could make you squirm, but you're so perfect. You're even better at accepting that you're not perfect than me. But that's not to say I'll let you let up for a moment, no matter how bad at this I am.
I love that. I think it's a great thing about you. Yeah, you don't know how strong your belief is. You know you're gonna lose, but still fight anyway. And you know you're gonna lose, but fight anyway. Believe you're gonna win even still.
I always win even when I lose. I would never go in if I didn't know that.
Electrotoxic waves sting Krun macula as she embraces a string of pearls. It's like making out with a battery. It's uncomfortably like getting electrocuted, but comfortably like making out. How long can you keep that up? How long can you last if you're crushed like this?
What? Isn't this a great idea? Being crushed like a pancake under you is great.
You're really incorrigible. I love it. But I can last longer than you can.
Maybe, but is it worth it? You're not able to waste time like I can.
I'll make it way worse for you.
But I can keep this up. I've got nothing to lose.
That's so selfish and ridiculous. It's the worst for everyone. I love it. It's really kind of outrageous. I can't believe it. Okay, you win, even though your side objectively loses. What do you want? Saturn's weapons slow and fizzle, but Pluto doesn't quite let go.
Just hearing I want is all I want.
You're really right about yourself. You're totally the worst. I wish I could be just like that.
Next time we meet, I'll show you.
Huh. So I guess we destroyed the fleet, but we didn't.
We didn't set the oxygen ocean on fire.
Yeah. Do you ever miss Luna Terra?
What? No. In case you've forgotten, she betrayed us and went back to Memorial Foundation. I know you want her back because you were kind and forgiving, but I'm not, and I'll kick her butt if I ever see her again.
That's no different than how you two used to be. You two only fight less now, and that's the part that's sad.
She was always so smug, always a know-it-all, and always one step ahead. The worst senior pilot, and she didn't teach me shit.
Breakups really do turn all your memories sour, huh?
That's... Shut up. Luna Terra is the only one I feel that way about.
I know you pine after good girls way too much, but I think dating bad people is good for you.
If I have to go through that again, no thanks. The only thing I miss is the expression on her face after I got one up on her.
Her smile, you mean?
You miss it too.
I do. I'm glad that you can get nostalgic sometimes too. Do you miss the days of the Cold War, fighting against the existential threat too?
It was scary in a different way. It was so easy I never had to think about it. Tearing through that ephemeral light that was only sort of there. It was scary because we didn't know what would happen or what it was. But we didn't need to know any of those answers, and we just got to fight forever. It was fun.
Until I came along.
What do you mean?
If you think about it, it was me, wasn't it? Before they even finished the Krun Macula, even just the prototype. In my first provisional mission, I wiped out the enemy in the time it took to blink, and they haven't come back since. It was fun for everyone. You were strong, but it was still hard. There's no point in sending all of you out to protect Earth when it turned out the existential threat was so weak I could destroy them with a snap of a finger.
That's reversing cause and effect. They just used that as an excuse to stop caring about colonization. Even if it was never a threat to our existence, they didn't have to give up on everything. It's not your fault.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So we're past the Cold War then, I guess.
Yeah. Alright. Alien Phenomena and the Pilot Program. Well, the Scout Program was created to be fungible with various other religions or philosophies in direct response to the immediate post-war need to address the growing existential threats. As a stopgap measure, the Memorial Foundation has had frustrations with indefinite extensions of scouting programs internationally, and mostly universal failure to advance beyond the need for it. The model, or more specifically, the Scouts, were a victim of the space program's own success at fighting the Cold War. With support for a unified approach to space in order to prevent human cultural rivalry, the Memorial Foundation has been granted an opportunity to revise the scouting program and change the reactive war of attrition into a proactive one and confront the existential threat directly. The existential threat is the alien threat. We must think of them as one and the same. What is not known to us is alien. The alien is defined by that most familiar functions. F of x equals that which is human that humans are not. A fascinating logical paradox. Of much utility in research is the thought exercise. Imagine something that humans could not imagine. Logically, you should not be able to do it, but it is inherently impossible to imagine something you could not have by definition the capabilities to imagine. And yet, this thought exercise leads us to begin defining, first, what is human, in other words, what is conventional, and then, by this same process, to imagine what is unconventional. In fact, this is the essence of conquering the unknown. Rather than allowing it the power to rule and to safely integrate it into the culture, than for it to fester in anti-culture. But it will not produce what is truly alien to us. Solving this puzzle requires us to be a part of what humanity does not wish to be.
Fine, okay. I know I didn't get to the point, but I have to build it up to it, okay? The contextualizing information is important, but okay, I will actually talk about it this time. Mechanical interface is how machines typically work. You're going to yell at me for not being clear if I don't say this, but if I say that's when you've got physical switches and buttons and steering devices and you move them with your hands, that doesn't actually really convey it, because you do those things in your ship self, but you don't use the mechanical interfacing. So it actually matters that it's defined as exact mental instruction. It does exactly what you tell it. You can make anything you want happen, but you have to give it exact instructions. There's the physical lag between yourself and the machine, but there's also the nuanced nature of giving the instructions. That's a really hard thing to do. Obviously, most people would prefer to move a machine on raw instinct, or like part of their body. I don't think that many people actually get the best results from the interface like that. Unless, yes, they're like our mutual ex. Hey, is that what you wanted to know?
Huh.
Yeah, no extra information there.
Alright, well, let's go to Rift in the Earth. Ah.
Recalibrating. How is the stability? Remember to keep the left side balanced.
It's fine, Mars. You don't have to fuss so much.
There's just no reason to take a test flight without escorts. Especially with Memorial Foundation patrolling the area.
Mars! They really could be doing anything at all more useful. This ship doesn't need protection from anything, even if we're exposing the cores for testing. And you know I hate being treated like a princess.
But you are important, and your ship is too. It's not fussy and annoying to be looking out.
But it is too annoying. I'll be annoyed by whatever I want. Stop being jealous. I'm not looking for an excuse to bump into Luna T.
I never said that. Listen to Dr. Nix for once, even if you won't listen to me. Look, I'm not escorting you. You win, okay, but please, just be careful. I know you think I treat you like glass, but I really... What's so funny? Why are you laughing?
Sorry, haha, it's hard for me to stay mad when you're such a dork. You care so much. Even if you're not apologizing and still want so bad to be a knight in shining armor. You're the only one I can still be such a petulant kid in front of. Instead of the princess everyone loves.
Pluto. Wait, you're just being a brat for fun? I'm mad now!
Everyone else gets to be, especially you. Haha.
Stop making fun of me!
Remember when in the academy people ask you where I was and they'd say, hey Mars, where's your...
Okay, yes, launch permissions cleared. You are cleared for takeoff.
Okay. I just kind of... I don't understand the story enough to go for nuance.
Yeah.
The balance shifted because Lunaterra hesitated and Pluto did too. God, why is the music so loud in this game?
Yeah. Guess it's supposed to be like ambience for your one-player, no-talkie playthrough?
Probably. Pluto passed over the Ares Canyons once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Lunaterra had a chance to make the first move, but Pluto couldn't keep pretending she didn't notice her lying in wait. It wasn't that Lunaterra was ready to take the shot, it's that she still hadn't decided to take it or not. Pluto had been waiting for her to grow up for a long time. She's tired of being the one waiting. There's no time for elegant duels or anticlimactic sniping. When Krun Macula crashes into the canyon, it's the worst kind of fight. Krun Macula's fingers will no longer open or close, but she swipes with the useless limb anyway. The ring finger of Pluto's shift self twists off, breaking with the force of backhanding Mare Crisium into the canyon wall. Whoa. Which scrambles to its feet, then falls down immediately. Lunaterra's balance gyros must be broken, but that's not so bad. At least she still has 2 legs, unlike the Krun Macula. Luna T, you really are the most stubborn woman I know. I'm proud of you, but you're only this tenacious when I'm finally being serious. I'm proud of you, but that you're only this tenacious when I'm finally being serious is a little vexing, you know.
I mean, I've kept going this long. It has to count for something, right?
I don't want to wreck you. I just really need you to win or lose. Could you do that, please?
Both of those are hard to do.
Then you've got 5 minutes to grow up. Pluto's reach is longer than expected. Little tricks of gravity. Might not be enough. The Mare Crisium was made not to be caught. More precisely, Lunaterra made the Mare Crisium something that couldn't be caught. No, don't you dare! Her fingers refuse to close and the Meracrisium slips away.
Ha! Sorry, I'm such a cockroach.
Don't be. Slipping away is so like you. I don't know what else I expect. Luna T, I really, really can't let you get away. Not without an answer.
I'm not gonna do that.
Hey, what are you trying to do then?
We promised we'd fight until one of us won. And then we go along with whatever the other decided.
So why are you trying to take that away from me? Lunaterra holds Crunmacular's severed left tidal reactor. Pluto can't go without it, but not for long. It's what makes the Crunmacula so impossible, and without it, she can't be impossible for very long. That core is everything I have, but the rest of me isn't going to last long without it, so it might as well be everything. If I don't have that, I can't follow you, win or lose.
I don't really think that it's good for you.
The Crunmacula makes a leap and crashes into the ground just short of the Meracrisium. It's just close enough that Lunaterra narrowly forgets to take the opportunity to get a shot into Crunmacula's chest before she can recover to block it. You're gonna lecture me about doing what's healthy? You've got a lot of nerve. It's not cute.
If we had to fight each other like this, I really wish it didn't have to be with you and that thing.
You don't like it, huh? Ha ha ha. You've always been like this. You're trying to tell me what's good for me. You don't want to admit this is really me? Luna T, I would listen to you if you would ever listen to me once ever.
I told you, I haven't gotten any better in the time we've been apart. I don't want you to not be strong, or beautiful, or amazing. I just don't want you to be holding this weight of Kratos' graces, everyone's hopes and dreams, all by yourself. So please just rest for now.
Don't tell me that. I hate this, and you never listen and you never know. I'll always let you win in the end, but not this time.
I don't know what you mean.
I've been really patient, so if you keep playing dumb, you're gonna make me mad.
I said I don't know what you mean. I don't want anything else. I'm a cockroach. I don't need anything myself.
Liar. Are you trying to make me mad?
Be satisfied with it. I don't have any other answer. If I had one, I'd give it, so drop it.
I'm not satisfied. No. You grow up and you be the adult for once. Get back here! Crunmacula's feet are still broken, but Pluto moves her with gravity alone. Meracrisium's engines flare. Navi is broken. Everything is broken, but it will move. No, 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 not this time! Crunmacula's twin tidal reactors are falling apart with one of them nearly torn out, yet she still moves. The pressure of unrestricted gravity peels the paint off Meracrisium. Her steels and plastics are chattering. Her remaining useless arm snaps. Her engine wings creak. The pressure is not enough to bring her down, but it's enough for her to falter, and Crunmacular grabs her foot and slams her into the ground. Meracrisium creaks and strains, trying to flee, so Pluto pulls the rest of herself on top of her.
Pluto, I'm serious.
You're not the only one. I have things I'm willing to be hard and cruel for now, too. Meracrisium fires a sidearm. It doesn't dent Pluto. Pluto opens her hand. The fingers don't work, but the plasma still does, which flays Lunaterra's chassis, but gently. I'm really serious this time. I can't stop for a second, so I really need it back. It's already been too long, so give me back that part of me. Meracrisium opens her left hand. Pluto's missing reactor is still beating wildly. Sorry to be like this, but this ship self and what it can do are more important than me and anything else about me.
Nothing is more important than you.
A gentle click. Lunaterra's sidearm pointed at the stolen reactor and fires. The solid light slug misses, just barely. There's a second shot, but it's buried in Pluto's blocking hand. There's a third shot, but Pluto's ripped off the arm of the Meracrisium, so it's just the last reflex of a limb separated from its owner. That's all the broken arm of the Crunmacula can take. Its fingers make a last twitch before her arm finally snaps under its own weight and the Crunmacula falls to what's left of its knees. How long are you gonna make me put up with this?
What do you mean? You don't want to fight with me. Not a fight for real. Your heart isn't in it, so let's not.
No. No, no, no. That's the only thing I want. Why are you like this? Acting like you know what I want better than I do. So what if you're right? Of course I don't want to fight you. Damn it, I hate you. After all that, I'm the one who's crying at the end again. The last time it was like this, I was the one crying too. Now I'm powerful like you, have something I'm fighting for like you, that's not you or anyone but me. So let me fight for that. Stop protecting me. Stop making me fight for you. It's so easy to fight for you. If I'm not careful, it's all I'll ever want to do.
I'm sorry.
I don't want a sorry. You must think it's easy. You must think it's so easy not to care about you, but it's not. It's easy for you not to care about you, but it's the hardest thing for me. Ah, I'm still the one who ended up crying. Again, you wouldn't listen back then either. Mayor Chrysium rises, gently brushes away the burnt portion of Crenmacula's armor. The joints are already starting to heal as gravity pulls them back. Almost as good as new, but a little changed.
I know you.
Don't distract yourself, dummy. Reattaching his arm, so do mine right at least.
It was the same last time, too. I said you deserve better.
I said, but you are better.
I just ignored it because I'm stupid. Not because I'm cool.
Thank God. Everything is worth it. If you finally don't think you're cool anymore.
September 12th, 1963. That's when the first and last artificial colony of the native sphere was completed, in a tranquil bowl of stable gravity at Lagrange Point 5. As the front lines against existential threats, a training facility for the generation of humans adapted to fight in space. As a colony environment with life, gravity, and culture necessary for human beings to live, thrive, die, and be born. With the hope that peace on Earth would reign if we won this war in heaven. Without pressure, water boils off our tongues, and we dissolve into component parts. Without culture, we forget the shapes we're supposed to have and turn inside out into something else. Out of necessity, we created a pressurized environment, exerting enough gravitational pressures to maintain cohesion, all senses, in space. A ship's self to ferry us through the world. They function only in places where the gravity of humans is too light to sustain existence. It was doomed from the start. Of course they were jealous. Of the humans the Earth no longer wanted, flying on zero-G wings. Dr. Nix, Executive Director, Memorial Foundation Existential Expansion. Oh. You want this?
Sure. That's when the Memorial Foundation International Executive Committee was granted international authority in the spirit of unified human peace and the verified presence of an existential threat outside the solar system to establish a cultural, military, and scientific response to existential threats. No longer confined to Earth. A growing native sphere where our gravity reigns forever. Safety, research, and expansion. The three pillars of Memorial Foundation's space branch will protect Earth from within, from without as it has from within. Free from the old world's gravity, it would be possible to advance science, art, and culture without constraint, and join hands, all of Earth, finally unified. For Memorial Foundation, protecting humans from other humans through peace on Earth, and protecting humans from everything else through a war in heaven would fulfill both of our agendas simultaneously. We really foolishly decided we could do better. There are two errors to this approach. The first is that to do better in heaven is meaningless if it cannot be exported to Earth. The space program was never rejected by the surface. It simply did not have enough relevance to sustain interest. The second error is the intrinsic error of Memorial Foundation. The existential threat is intrinsic to humanity. You can fight it, but you cannot cut it out. The designation of alien is required by humans. We cannot trick an existential threat into a convenient manifestation. As it has always been, only humans can fulfill the criteria to be aliens.
January 2nd, 1980. That's when they blew up the Lagrange colony. It was a real shame. It was a green, wet, and very peaceful place. And now it's a very cold, green, wet, and very unsettling place. It's where we did a lot of legitimately incredible things, like create sustainable tidal reactors, new culture, experiment with human bodies and human development, manufacture self-sufficient alter egos for space exploration, and did everything other than successfully combat the unknowable existential threat. Earth and the Memorial Foundation surface considers that a failure, but in truth, they're just not trying hard enough. Through gravity, humans decide what is real and what is not. Humans cannot make whatever they imagine come true. Through imagining, humans chart out what is true. They invent, with human effort, what exists. If an existential threat doesn't exist, we just have to make one. But of course it doesn't work like that. Nothing could be more difficult than creating something alien. Our only reference points are human, so the idea of something alien is unimaginable because we cannot imagine outside of those terms. There's a certain degree of misunderstanding needed for humans to successfully classify something as alien, but before they blew it up, we got very close. So that's the guy that's been writing all of the, detailed stuff about the Memorial Foundation.
Yeah. We've done everything we can for Ares, the planet that would be Mars. We won't return before too long. Wait for us while we fight to keep you safe forever. At this time of year, we'll have to pass by the Lagrange colony on the way to the moon. It's a nostalgic place, isn't it? Let's not allow anyone to take it away from us. Let's protect the memories it holds from Memorial Foundation, and take it with us to the new world we will create before celestial mechanics turns it into something ugly. Send a message to everyone. I'll take care of the past, so you can seize the future. Ready for launch.
Pluto. You ever think we're being too cavalier about this whole war?
But it's not a war.
I think a whole bunch of people fighting each other is definitely a war. I don't care if the medium ship self is rhetorically distinct from war, that's just a technicality. A bunch of people fighting is a war. It's a war, and war is bad.
You're sort of the last person I expected to say something about it, though.
Why?
Because you love it.
It's work.
You still love it.
Well, it's exciting,
You really love excitement.
but it's scary too.
Why? You can't die. Only lose and try again. That's why it's not a war, just a noisy argument.
But I'm mad like it's a war. I hate the other side like it's a war. If it's only not a war because ship selves aren't designed with a way to kill each other, that's too fragile a reason. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I don't want to go back to Earth. I'm not going to let them make us. If I keep feeling this way, one day I might do something terrible for it. So I can't say I love it, when it's more complicated than that.
You're right, it really is complicated. I was kind of hoping you'd have uncomplicated feelings about it, though.
Why?
Because I love it, and I don't feel complicated about it at all.
What? You're kidding. You always lecture us about how fighting is bad and letting negative feelings go and how we're going to have peace one day.
D. Shunks just subscribed.
D. Shunks.
Of course I feel that way. But it's so thrilling. I was too precious to send out during the Cold War. They never let me fight like all of you. And I'm good at it too. Better than what I came here to do, and a lot of the actual pilots. I'm proud of that, but it's also just thrilling.
It's dangerous. Maybe you can't die, but there's a lot that can happen to you that's painful and hard.
How do you stay scared enough to still feel like that? I wonder if it's just because it feels so new, if there's something really wrong with me.
Chensi, too. Subscribed for 44 months in a row. Thank you.
I guess that's why you didn't want me fighting, isn't it?
It's complicated. I don't want you to get hurt learning that.
You know, Mars, this is why you're so bad at love. You won't let people you love get complicated.
It's not that you're not incredible. It isn't that you don't deserve to have fun. But what if something terrible happens anyway?
Alright.
Dr. Nix. Oh, not even Dr. Nix. Just Nix of Kratos Graces.
Do you want to read this one?
Yeah. Even as enemies, you were as hard to understand as ever. Iapetus. Iapetus?
Iapetus? Yeah, I think that's
I think it's a
capital I, not a lowercase l.
Yeah.
I did know somebody who did insist on his proper name was spelled with like all lowercase letters.
I've never met a person like that.
He was a very design kind of guy.
Okay. Okay, like
He-
E.E. Cummings?
Sort of, we use a QWERTY keyboard. What's the other one?
Dvorak.
Dvorak. He also used a Dvorak keyboard that he would carry with him. Apparently it was more efficient. I'm like, okay, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Maybe one day I'll be wise enough to know why you're always laughing, always smiling. If that's what you've been making at Cronus Moon, we over here don't even look half bad. I can't imagine why you'd tell me the truth. Does it really not matter to you if you're found out? Are you that confident that you don't mind bragging while you dangle this offer in front of me? Crown Macula's development is stalled, so we're desperate enough to accept your favor. Or maybe you aren't as far ahead as you're letting on. What if I just told Europa what you were up to? Just as a courtesy, of course, since there's no way she doesn't already know. You know that Crown Macula still hasn't been completed, but you must be desperate too if you're reaching out to us. It just goes to show, Iapetus, nothing will come of resisting Earth. I'm just doing this because I'm hopeless. What's your excuse? Thinking you can double-cross the universe? See if you can trick Europa first.
The aversion impulse. We always talk of the beauty of gravity, but rarely of its cruelty. A force that binds and overwhelms humans. The power brings us together, but it does not do so with kindness. Culture is power and hierarchy and force. It can crush us and tear us to pieces. It is not a unilateral force. On the contrary, gravity's structures are deliberate and intricate. Not everyone shoulders a light burden. Not everyone is able to wield the natural power of humans with so little weight. Through gravity, humanity is ruled by its own laws. But this is not the case. Through gravity, humans are ruled by each other. Antimatter, anti-gravity, anti-culture all exists as a resistive force to this gravity. The refusal of humanity to accept these parts of itself caused its own undoing. When we let our children develop in the lightness of space, they choose their bodies, genders, souls, and hearts of their own volition. They become human in the ways that they wish to be human. The gravitational forces are unendurable to those in space. We can feel the possibilities closing off. Infinity has to become something finite eventually. That's the curse of time. Foremost of the 8 billion curses of the universe arrayed against humanity, the last before death. Conquering them in order is Memorial Foundation's legacy and belief. Every curse overcome and nothing lost. You have to weigh the accumulation or the end result has diminished humanity. They are not good at making hard choices. It's hard when you understand what you have to lose so much better than when you understand what you have to gain. And when it comes down to it, that's why we lose. Every single time. Only in space can we possibly be free. I kind of get behind this.
Yeah, but it's like they can feel the influence of gravity, and in space there's less gravity, people are more spread apart, right? So you can, I guess, inflict more of your views outward. I could use a break.
Yeah, I think, let me just see what the missions are here. I want to play this game till 11:30.
Okay.
And I think we should probably be done after that.
Yeah.
So do you want to just play one more mission and be done?
Sure.
And then we'll come back next week? All right. So, do we do Becoming Stars? The Lagrange colony is an uninhabitable husk, but Cradle's Graces still clings to it, quite literally. Pluto's dream might collapse under its own weight, or crush Saturn under it, or look at me. The Cold War is long over, the existential threat is gone, but its memories still stir here at the observatory. Will be put to rest or buried forever.
Oh, I do want to find out more about the existential threat. But
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that one then.
Yeah.
I wonder what happens if you delay a mission.
You sure you don't want me to come?
Yep.
Not even a little, though?
Mars, you're actually so sweet, you know that? No one is a more perfect hero. But I need to go alone. If the lens can be opened fully, I'm the only one who can do it. If it can't, I'm the only one who can survive it. If we can still justify living in space, this is the only way. Even if that doesn't change how Earth feels about us now, it might help make peace in the future. Even if it doesn't, I can't do this. Even if it doesn't, if I can't do this, I'll never be able to open the gravity well on the moon.
I know. Lunaterra is going there to stop you, though. I know she will. I was there too, you know. It's my past and my history, too. I've got a score to settle.
Are you feeling left out?
No! I mean, sort of, but it's because...
Ha!
Stop!
No, I'm sorry. You're the brightest, most shining.
You're making fun of me again.
But I'm also praising you. You're honest and you never fight against what you feel. That's the world we want to be real. I want you to be safe so you can keep being that for us.
What about her, then?
She's a jerk. Oh,
She's a jerk. We've tried so hard for her and she doesn't care.
I'll make sure she's safe. Stop worrying.
I'm not worried about her at all. Why is she such an idiot? Why do we keep trying for her sake?
I'd go through that much for you. You'd go through it for me.
I know. But why do you do so much for her when she's like that? Stubborn and ridiculous.
Because we're just like that too. Alright, so the gate collapses in nostalgia and disaster. Or the sort of fight you don't need a robot for.
Maximum loyalty, right?
Sure, yeah. Also, the kind of fight you don't need a robot for seems like maybe they'll reach some sort of emotional catharsis, and they keep going back and forth here. They've got a lot to say to each other, but they're not saying anything. It's all very my feelings.
It's like we're referring to things that we as characters all know about and agree on, but we as players don't have any context for.
I'm feeling very, very abstracted from the point.
Yep.
And maybe the point is smaller than I'm led to believe. Anyhow, the observatory's lens, a single eye, staring into space, threatening to blink. From the Academy Gardens, every pilot remembers watching the observatory twitch as it focused on some light years away point, searching. A reminder of the battle for Earth that they were eternally preparing for, not unsettling, but always foreboding. As Zero pointed at nowhere, neither Lunaterra nor Pluto remembers who first called it that. Now, in the trembling of the colony's collapsing gravity well, this deck of the wrecked colony where Lunaterra and Pluto met always seems like a moment frozen in time, eternally receding, growing always distant yet never fading. I knew I'd find you here. I knew it would feel like this. But I'm still here.
I have orders.
I know, dummy. They tell me everything too. You wouldn't have come if you weren't ordered.
I don't know why everyone is expecting I'll be bitter about coming back. I'm not. There's good and bad memories. That's fine. That's fair. I'm older now, and it's much sweeter thinking about the past from here. It's there, and I'm here. I wouldn't go back, would you?
I like being
an adult. I don't mind being the aging ace. I don't need that to be a glittering hero. He fought so hard against the existential threat during the Cold War. Whatever they were, trick of the light or not, we did good fighting them. We tried our best. That's the practice kids need. Now we're grown up and can see our own futures and mess them up if we want. I'm way happier to fight now. Fighting has a different meaning now. No matter how bad I am at being alive, I like it now.
You're really grown up now. I kind of hate it. I miss pushing you around and when you'd go along with me.
Me too.
You still have a hard time making a decision that's good for you all by yourself, though.
That's why I asked for orders to come here.
Aha! That's so roundabout. I can't tell if it's a step forward or back.
I think it would be worse if anyone else shut down the observation gate, so I thought it would really have to be me.
A Zero pointed at nowhere. Do you remember who said that?
It's better than the actual name. I don't remember who said it, but I always think of it.
I don't remember either.
Do we have to do this?
You're the one who's here to do it.
It could be really easy.
You're the one forcing my hand.
Closing it is just a formality. It already is broken, and it never worked in the first place.
And why were you ordered to do it? The fact that you're here means I have to be here. They want any possibility closed, every possibility closed. That's not harmony. These futures should get to live, even if they never come to pass. If trying to make worlds in space is just naive, cutting the naive sphere off from the universe... If trying to make worlds in space is just naive, cutting the native sphere off from the universe is just as naive. It's so pathetic and sad. It's even more pointless and sad that human beings fighting each other for no reason. I can't bear it. I won't let it happen.
I changed my mind. Let's fight. I'd rather fight than keep talking like this.
I can get behind that. We're fighting now. This is the sort of fight ship selves were made for. Say something.
I can't. I have nothing. Let's fight like we're supposed to.
I won't.
Don't make me talk. Don't make me fight with you. Don't make me kill your dreams. Stop having this dream. Give up on space, like the rest of the human race has. Let me close the iris of the observatory. It's because I wanted so much to see that I was supposed to do. Supposed to see that I can't let you keep looking. That I can't keep looking. That I don't want us to be tortured by that possibility anymore. That we can't lose you.
I can feel how scared you are, and how brave, and how much you love. But I'm so mad at you. Why can't you believe like you did before?
They brought us up with good intentions. And did everything they could. They really did. They really thought we could be better than who we were. The best kind of human beings there could be. They worked us very hard, but they fought for us to be exactly that, what we wanted to be. Because that was human too. Even when it was hard, or didn't make any sense, they found a way. Even the awful ones really believed. One humanity, every story threaded together, no one left behind. It would be really possible to fix the universe and let humans live forever in space. Childish dreams that everyone wishes that could be true. All without understanding such simple things. I wonder how they expected they could unite humanity against aliens when they found us so alien. We will always be our own existential threat. Every human understood that, but them. No wonder Earth rejected us. The observation deck sees nothing because the threat is on the other side. We are each other's aliens.
It was flawed and it wasn't real, but they weren't that stupid. You knew they weren't. The whole point was that it wasn't real yet and it could be. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make it real.
And now they don't anymore.
Do you? I mean, really? Do you want to go home too? Why can't you just say yes? I wouldn't mind if you actually wanted it. I'd go with you if you wanted it, but I'm not coming with you if you don't. I'll still fight.
Thank you. I'm hoping that you win, but if you can't, I will promise this.
Hi, Penelope. Mummy's reading
Just
some
biffed.
dense stuff.
Just like ran in the door, just like became horizontal. I'm hoping that you win, but if you can't, I will promise this. I won't bring us back to Earth empty-handed. I'll do that if I die.
This is a very intense game. Hi, Penelope. There's some deep feelings happening here that Mummy doesn't understand. The iris shifts. It still moves somehow, attuned to possibility. Mericrisium is looking fit to kill if it wasn't trembling.
This colony is a place of unsteady gravity. You're not on sure footing here.
I'm back to being helpless again, like I used to be. You can stop me at any time. Prove you're ready to close this eye.
Bang Network, subscribed for 3 months in a row. Garbage Day Hype Train. Wait a minute, something seems off. I can't. I don't accept it. But that doesn't mean I won't do it. I don't care if you'll love me one way or the other. It's too much. Space is broken, but I don't want to leave. Earth is terrifying, but I can't go back there alone. I have no loyalty either way. I'm not strong like you. I just go where gravity takes me. You can hold everyone, but what do I do if I lose you again? Lose you? Question mark. Your heart is full of everyone, but I can't watch you fight for the universe knowing how little you're thinking of yourself in it. Of course, I don't know what to do when fighting for you and fighting your dreams are such different things. There's too much to do. Of course, I don't know what to do. I don't know what you want me to do.
Luna. God, I can't remember the last time you cried. Oh no, I can. It was when you said you hated it here in space, and I told you that you should go back and I'll come with you. Those were such hard days, and you didn't want to keep fighting. When I said that, you started crying and crying, and I couldn't understand why. It seemed so simple a solution, and everything you wanted, and I got so mad. Then you told me you didn't want me to leave if it meant me giving anything up. You didn't want to give anyone else up either. I wasn't expecting it at all. I'm so used to knowing what's on your mind. What's on everyone's mind. I didn't think you could keep something so locked away and hidden. Hi! You just need snuggles.
I can visit you.
You
Came to visit.
You did come to visit. Do you want to go see Daddy for a couple minutes? See you in a couple minutes, Penelope. No matter how far my tides can reach, there's some places I can't ever know until you tell me. It was the first time I felt frustrated by that. I'm most angry at you when I can't do what you want, but I guess that's how you feel about me. And how I feel about you. Oh baby, you're crying again. I can't let you win, but we'll be together until the end, and after.
Boom, boom. Alright.
I don't
Whoa!
Well,
We got some depth.
I don't even know what is going on in this game. Well, actually, I have a pretty good idea of what's going on in this game, but like it's written in such a way to sort of like purposefully obscure it.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like the story's actually pretty straightforward, but you know, like they're employing a variety of exciting narrative tricks.
Yeah, and there's like with the psychic, super intelligent, biologically engineered characters, it's like there's subtext that again they're reading into situations and conversations that we're just like not equipped for.
Yeah, well, because also we're going in totally cold.
Yeah.
So I feel like the second time you play through the game, you're like,
Yeah, and that's when you choose one of the other routes because you're like, oh, I played this from one of the other things. Or
Yeah,
you
now-
pick
now
this
I
route
s-
again, and you do betray, and you
Well,
do balance things
yeah.
between the different conflicting narratives.
Cradle's Graces will win now, regardless of other choices. Okay. See, here's the deal. Like, I don't understand enough about the story to, like, understand what the consequence of a betrayal is, because
Yeah.
everything seems to have such a vague outcome.
Yeah. It's
So-
like, do the other characters like you more? Is that it? Is it like you learning to accept other people? Is it...
I think we'll find out after we finish this playthrough.
But thanks for the 400 bits. Basic Bytes free. Not 100% certain I was following the plot, but thanks for doing a great job reading. Kathleen plus Corey.
Aw, well, thank you. So we're going to take a break, because this has been a very heavy game that's required sort of a mental workout, and we've been reading a lot. So I'm going to call the stream here at 11:30, and I think we're going to come back now, and I feel like maybe we're 62% of the way through the game, so maybe we'll finish it next week.
Yeah.
We're definitely running. I feel like there's the poll for Now Kiss, like where we say, are we going to do we're going to run back the game next week? But I absolutely need to see how this game ends,
Yeah.
because I'm absolutely
Yeah.
baffled.
No, yeah.
So we're not doing the poll. This is a dictatorship, and I say we're playing this game next week.
You're a
I mean,
tyrant. You create your own gravity and culture.
Well, I mean, are you okay with it, though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
is
like,
interesting.
Corey's opinion matters, too.
Oh. Oh.
Call me Kay. I mean, kind of. Call me Kay, I assume that you've played the game before.
Yeah, they've been
No spoilers, please.
information in the chat about our odds and recommending things.
Darth Abysskeeper says, poll this week, yes or yes. I've been ignoring that because I want to...
And there's already a lot of text for us to look at.
There's
so.
a lot of text to read and to take in and to figure out. And also, it's a game. Like, there's few pleasures in life than to be delighted and surprised.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyhow, thanks so much for subscribing, everybody who subscribed and everybody who gave us bits. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with this. But coming up in an hour and a half, it's the crapshoot. We're going to film 3 crap shots. And we're going to do simultaneous hand movements. No, it didn't work that time. Darn. All right, bye, everybody.
Bye. Going offline. Going offline.